Hello, my name is Elle and welcome to the spiritual side of YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking all about the power of spell work and how your intention is the actual magic behind what you use. I know so many baby witches out there, people new to spirituality that wants to dabble in spell work or conjure magic or whatever you call it, and they struggle with fear. They struggle with thinking that they have to have the exact type of herb or do it on the exact day or whatever. And I understand that because I too was like that at the beginning of my spiritual journey. And that's why I put off all spell work and I focused on mindfulness and understanding the power of the mind and learning that side of spirituality that then brought me all the way back to the spell work that I've always wanted to do but was too scared to do. And as someone who has read plenty of books around spirituality, they all come back to the same thing, and that is your mind is powerful. Whether you believe in manifestation or you're a witch and you believe in witchcraft and making your desires become reality, they all work the same, because the idea behind it is when you create spell work, that is a creative form of manifestation or meditation. What you're doing is you're focusing your intent on exactly what you want, the outcome that you want as you do the spell work. And that's what makes it work. So if you've ever dabbled in spell work and you felt like the things didn't work out, it's because it was your intent behind it. You didn't truly feel and believe that whatever you were doing was true. You were just following directions that you probably found online or got it from a friend who told you it worked for them. But the thing about spell work is that it's personal. It's really an art craft. So you want to do things that call to you, that make you feel like it's true. Another thing that spell work does is it brings all five senses into helping you stay focused in what you're doing. You could be feeling the heat from a candle as well as staring at it to meditate over it. Maybe you are, using water, any type of element that you use. You can hear the crackle of the fire going on, like all of those things. You can smell the incense burning, and all of those senses mixed together help you to focus in on your intention. And that's why I personally love spell work as opposed to just sitting down and meditating and manifesting that way, because it's a creative way to really bring all of your senses in this reality into your subconscious mind to focus on the outcome that you want. That's why a lot of times you'll see new people in spirituality constantly asking, like, what do I use? What do I use? And a lot of the old heads in the game kind of get annoyed with the new people because they're just like, it's not that deep, because truthfully it's not. And you also see a lot of new age spirituality and people who may have been doing spell work for a minute, but they still don't know the intent is key behind it. And I've seen a lot of times where there'll be people saying, oh, they're wearing the crystal on the wrong hand. That's never going to work. The thing about that is, if you believe it to be true, then it's true. So if you your whole life wear a crystal bracelet on your right hand, and you don't know the difference between right hand and what that means and left hand what that means. I think one's giving, one's receiving. I don't even remember because I don't follow those rules. And so you'll see someone else and be like, oh, that's not going to work for them. It has to be on the left hand for you to receive, however it works. And now you're putting that thought pattern into that person's head. So now they feel like whatever they have on their right hand now no longer works, and the complete opposite will happen, because that is how powerful your brain is. So that's why it's also important when you're starting like fresh in the game. Yes, it's important. You want to research to kind of understand everything, but you also need to realize the more you learn, the more you're going to be putting limitations on what you believe. So if they tell you don't use this, don't use that, wear it on your left hand, not your right hand, make sure you do it on a full moon, never on a new moon, I'm just naming random stuff, then that's going to get seeped into your subconscious, and then you're going to start believing that to be true, and then you're going to limit your magic. You're going to limit how much you can do and when you can do it and what you can use. Because if you grow up your entire life looking at a red rose and you have this distinct memory that red roses means happiness, because when you were a little kid, you were always happy outside and you always saw a rose bush right by you. Then as you get older and you dabble into spirituality and you want to like make a happiness spell to get you back in alignment with your inner child, then you would use those red roses, because that is a part of your reality. That is a part of your childhood that you remember, that brought you happiness. When you were your most happiest, you always saw those flowers, right? And then there is somebody else, generally speaking, everyone else looks at a rose as for love and attraction. So are you going to follow what society tells you and switch your whole interpretation behind roses and what they mean to you? Or are you going to choose something that is so powerful that you know brought you that happy, or it didn't necessarily bring you happiness, but you were your most happy when you saw those roses, right? So you know that bringing them back when you look at those roses and you handle them in your spell work, well, guess what? It's going to bring you happiness. It's going to put you in that energetic emotion of happiness for you to then, I know another thing with people stepping into spirituality, fear is very big, because a lot of times people are coming from religions and transferring over, and they have a lot of this religious fear behind what they're doing. Is it actually bad? Like, you may believe so much that it's not, but then your subconscious mind still like creeps up and you get fear. And that was me as well. It was always during the daytime. I'm like, I feel so powerful. I feel so courageous. Like, I know what I'm doing is true. But then like night falls, and that's when your subconscious mind starts speaking to you, and it shows you your fears, and you start to overthink and start to drift in that fear and believe like, oh, what if I'm not doing what I should be doing? Like, what if this is actually bad? And the thing about that is, when it comes to those types of fears, it's better to, multiple things can be true. You could either take a break from doing any spell work whatsoever and dabble into learning and researching all about the mind, the subconscious mind, and spirituality, just mentally, just like mentalism and how it works. And then from there, when you're ready and you feel like able to dabble into the spell work, you may still have a little bit of fear, but maybe start focusing only on one type of spell work. Maybe your spell work needs to be making spell work around facing those fears and getting rid of those fears, because as you do the spell work, you become more and more comfortable, in that fear that you had that's been programmed inside you slowly starts to be reprogrammed into what's the opposite of fear? Whatever the opposite of fear is. What is it? Knowledge. But so you could do that, and just do things like protection work, and giving yourself confidence and courage in what you do, doing those types of spell work and doing them regularly. Because that's another thing. I hear a lot of times people like, oh, you don't need to do a spell for everything. But the thing about being whatever you identify as, whether it's a witch, a conjure woman, etc., it's literally a practice. It's a craft, it's a practice. You're supposed to be doing this consistently to get your body and your mental used to, every time I do a spell work, it comes true. You're training your mind to believe that what you're creating will come true by putting your intentions in it, doing it, and then letting go. As soon as it's done, like literally. So you're not thinking about it anymore. You're not desperate looking around the corner, when is it going to come? Because just like when you order something off Amazon, you know it's coming. So you're not checking every hour to see when is it going to ship. Is it going to get here? Because you know it's going to get here. The same is true for spell work, manifestation, or any other spiritual work, whether, manifestation, all of the above. Once you do it, once you claim it in this reality, because there's only now, there's no past, there's no future, it's only now. So when you do these things, you're doing it in the present moment. So when you do it, you feel that emotion now, you feel it real, and you have it. Then it's done. It's deaded. So what you're doing is you're training your mind to not constantly be looking around the corner every time you do a magic spell, because you're doing it, you put it in your mind that you're going to have it, you're vibrating on that energy, and you're dropping the thought from your mind. Because if you have something, are you thinking about it? So since I started dabbling into spell work, a lot of the things that I have done were beauty spells, confidence spells, and I've been doing that consistently, and I've noticed a change. I see, although, you know, I ain't never been ugly. I see a change in how my aura is from pictures in the past to now. I see how like confident I look just in pictures alone. I carry myself completely differently from the start because I was doing it so consistently. I kept vibrating on that energy of being beautiful and confident to the point that my subconscious had no other choice but to accept that I am confident and I am beautiful. Now that I have like got that down packed, I have been focusing on prosperity work and doing spell works around that. And that can be kind of like hard for some people because especially if you're in a situation where you like need the money currently, it can be hard because you're going to be looking around your corner. That's why I said in my previous video, it is very important to start doing spell work around things that you're already vibrating on to amplify it up. So if you know you look good, do beauty rituals more often because you can feel and look even better. So if you know you're getting some money, start doing prosperity work around that money you get and watch it multiply. So I've been doing prosperity work. I actually kind of like mix in my beauty work with my prosperity work because why not? And some of the signs that I started noticing when I started incorporating prosperity work, randomly I got a raise at work, and then shortly after that I got my very first sale off of my Etsy shop. Go get y'all some oils, okay? I got some beauty oils and I just dropped my prosperity oil, so check that out. They really work. When you get it, you can literally like hold it in your hand and feel the energy that I put into it. But yeah, I literally did a prosperity spell and made a little charm bag to put in my purse, and as soon as I like let it charge on my altar and put it in my purse, I got an Etsy sale. So it is true. It is real. Your mind is powerful. So however you intend to do it, whether you are creative and you want to do it the spell work route, or if you are someone who just wants to sit and meditate on the energy and emotion you feel of your desire once you have that desire as if you already have it, you can do affirmations, daily affirmations to remind yourself to vibrate on that emotion as well. There are so many ways to do this, but they all lead back to the same thing. So with that being said, take your baby steps if you have to, because I know if you're coming in new that it can be a little like scary to dabble in things. So start with maybe doing meditation manifestation or affirmation, mirror work, looking at yourself and saying your affirmations. As you go to sleep at night, you can do visualizations or have subliminals playing in the background of the things that you want, so you can put your emotion what am I trying to say? So you can feel the emotion of your desired self. But either way it goes, practice makes perfect. It is a craft. It means to keep doing it. It means to practice and get better at it, and always practice gratitude in everything that you do, from your current reality to the reality that you're trying to get at. You should be grateful, period. So pouring in gratitude, having a gratitude book where you write down everything that you're grateful for, a manifestation book where you can write things down and feel that emotion. There's so many ways. Just start, Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, leave comments down below, and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay magical.